if it happens.
Give a
trial. That's what he said.
Because we're Ryan, it could be you're talking about a shot of tequila.
Ryan Garcia is spiraling.
This dude doing, oh my God, we in trouble. What the, oh, what? No, bruh. I want to say he trolling, but then again, bruh, this really Ryan.
Good question. How's everybody doing? Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope that everybody's doing good.
Yeah, everyone's having a blessed day. Rolly, we coming.
What do you think about that fight?
Ryan Garcia is spiraling again, and the alarms are blaring as Ryan Garcia heads into a highly anticipated clash with Romero. The same troubling signs that have followed him throughout his career are once again impossible to ignore. This time, though, the red flags are louder, more pointed, and even those closest to him are starting to raise serious concerns. The optimism that surrounded Garcia just months ago has faded. His training camp has been anything but stable, a revolving door of coaches and uncertainty.
It's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on top. He's hungry to be world champion.
All loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and try.
If they land, they can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off.
I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9. I think Ryan has changed definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. You know, with the way he's displaying it now. A lot more calmer, very respectful. You know, look like a real businessman now. You know, he's not.
Certainty. Initially, Garcia claimed he was reuniting with Eddie Reynoso, the renowned trainer behind Canelo Álvarez. That move gave fans hope. But with Reynoso locked in for Canelo's May 3rd fight, that reunion quickly fell through. Garcia then leaned on his.
With that off,
Father Henry, his brother Sean, and even floated the name of veteran coach Justin Fortune. In a surprising twist, he circled back to Derek James, the trainer in his corner during his controversial win over Devin Haney, where Garcia dropped Haney 3 times but also missed weight by 3 pounds. Yet even James seemed skeptical. In a recent interview, he revealed Garcia had gone on vacation during camp, a move that sent shockwaves through the boxing community. You don't take vacations before war. This all feels eerily familiar.
You saw what Ryan Garcia did a year ago. How concerned are you with that left hook that he is so proud of?
Not very concerned at all.
At all?
At all.
Garcia's been here before.
Garcia has long struggled with discipline and consistency. Before the Haney fight, he was spotted casually sipping a beer at the weigh-in, laughing off concerns like the rules didn't apply to him. After dropping Haney multiple times and securing the win, praise was short-lived. The moment was tainted when Garcia tested positive for a banned substance often linked to masking steroids. He still maintains his innocence, blaming a contaminated supplement, but in the court of public opinion, the damage was done. Whether intentional or reckless. Many believe he crossed a line, and the chaos hasn't stopped. In the lead-up to the Romero fight, Garcia has continued his strange and concerning behavior on social media, from cryptic religious rants to offensive live streams and impulsive tweets that disappear as quickly as they go up. The WBC recently severed ties with him after a series of racist and anti-Semitic remarks on live streams. Rather than apologize, Garcia doubled down, then suddenly flipped the switch back to training mode like nothing ever happened. That's the instability that has everyone worried. Trainers, fans, and even opponents are left asking the same question. What version of Ryan Garcia is going to show up on fight night?
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo, and they're going to do a show in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, putting Ryan on there is kind of smart, you know, that's right there. But then it's a solid match. Listen, Rolly and Ryan's an interesting fight, because Rolly's hit or miss, bro. Rolly sometimes looks like, where'd you find this guy off the corner? But sometimes...
Rolly Romero isn't buying the hype, and neither is his team. Romero has already dismissed Ryan Garcia as nothing more than a model pretending to be a boxer. He's openly questioned Garcia's punching power and taken every opportunity to downplay the threat. But it's Romero's trainer, Cromwell Bullet Gordon.
Mentally, Rolly has an edge on Ryan Garcia. We whooped him in 2 sparring sessions when we were together. And right now, it's going to come down to the mindset of each fighter. Whoever comes in the fight with the better, stronger mentality, to me, for this fight. Because, it all boils down to the chest side of the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, the chest side is a mental side. So now, like I said, if Rolly go in there and be like Rolly used to be.
Who's turned the volume all the way up, publicly claiming Garcia has no defense, no chin, and confidently predicting a stoppage victory for Romero. These aren't just the usual pre-fight barbs. They sound more like a public eulogy from opponents who see Garcia's career as a slow-motion car crash. From their vantage point, Ryan Garcia is a gifted but undisciplined fighter unraveling once again, and they're watching with popcorn in hand. But the alarm bells aren't just ringing from the outside anymore. Sources close to Garcia's camp have begun whispering to media outlets, painting a troubling picture. Garcia allegedly skipping sparring sessions, arriving late to training, and spending more time scrolling his phone than throwing punches. One insider put it bluntly, he's more interested in shooting content than throwing hands. And while that may not shock anyone who's followed Garcia's rise as a social media superstar, it's a devastating signal for a fighter claiming
trainer makes the fighter. Ryan switched trainers. He's with Derek James now. Have you at all talked to him about that? Haven't talked to him at all about the training.
I mean, he's serious about regaining respect in the sport. That respect once seemed inevitable. Garcia was the golden boy, fresh-faced, lightning-fast hands, movie star smile. His 2021 fight against Luke Campbell was meant to mark the start of a new era. Despite getting knocked down early, he roared back with a stunning body shot KO that had the whole boxing world talking. But that moment faded fast. Since then, Garcia has pulled out of fights citing mental health struggles, vanished from the gym for extended periods, and surrounded himself with yes men rather than real accountability. Now, even the presence of a respected trainer like Derek James hasn't stabilized the Chaos James. The coach, known for molding champions, doesn't sound like he's all in on Garcia.
And the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with.
Says he handles cleans up Rolly.
I do
think he wins the fight. Yeah,
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters. Obviously, Ryan just fought Tank. Yeah. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank.
Yeah. And Garcia. His recent interviews, meant to generate hype, instead come off as cautious, filled with half-hearted praise and subtle disclaimers. He admits Garcia took a vacation during training camp, a detail that speaks volumes. James has worked with elite fighters. He knows what real focus looks like, and his tone suggests he's already bracing for the fallout. Then there's Ryan himself. He claims he's matured, insists he's turned the corner.
Damn, Rolly's always somehow finds a way.
The Rolly Pony, he just rolls into shit.
And this will probably be the biggest payday of Rolly's career.
For sure.
How do you see the fight going?
I destroyed that man.
Corner, and wants to prove that anyone can bounce back from rock bottom. But his actions tell a different story. 1 minute he's dropping cryptic Bible verses, the next he's live streaming wild conspiracy rants, then posting from a pool party, then attacking his critics online for being jealous or fake. It's not just inconsistency, it's volatility. And in a sport as unforgiving as boxing, that kind of instability isn't just risky, it's dangerous. People in the fight world are starting to say it out loud. Ryan Garcia might be slipping back into the same patterns that nearly derailed him before. Not the focused prodigy, but the fame chaser returns. This isn't the same Ryan Garcia who once trained twice a day under Eddie Reynoso, grinding in the shadows with championship aspirations. This is the version who skips sessions, chases clout, and treats discipline like an inconvenience. Even Rolly Romero, not exactly known for his tactical brilliance, sees the difference. He's approaching this like a real fight. Meanwhile, Garcia seems more interested in performing than preparing. That disconnect is what makes this fight so dangerous.
When he swung, it felt like bricks was in mud. Is that the hardest really? Like, is that the hardest one you faced in your career? Is that the hardest one? Who else squad that was like that? I don't know how to say it, obviously. But yeah, if he don't got no chin now, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. But he's the only person I felt like.
If Romero connects, and Garcia's head isn't fully in the ring, this won't be a contest. It'll be an implosion. Romero is training hard, treating this like the opportunity of a lifetime. If he lands clean, the fallout for Garcia will go far beyond a loss. The consequences could be career-altering. Garcia is running out of second chances. Sponsors are nervous. Promoters are frustrated. Fans are split, some still rooting for redemption, others just waiting for the train to wreck. Ryan still has the tools: blinding speed, explosive power, natural reflexes. But his greatest opponent has never been in the opposite corner. It's always been himself. And right now, the self-destructive
Get your thoughts on Ryan Garcia moving past Devin Haney and wanting to fight Rolando?
Yeah, it's a shame. Cheers, mate. Nice to all right, good man. Good to meet you. It's disappointing for boxing, but obviously it's the easier fight is Rolly, so I understand. But you know,
how do you
shame.
think that fight plays out?
Which one?
Rolly.
Yeah, I think Ryan win that comfortably. Yeah.
What about if Ryan wants to fight Devin Haney?
No, I think Devin wins the fight, but you know, you had. I thought we could have done that fight in Saudi, but you heard the comments earlier.
What do you think is next for Devin Haney?
Good fight.
It's a controversy-curting version of Ryan Garcia seems to be making a comeback. If Rolly hits like Tank says, if Romero lands a shot like the one Gervonta Tank Davis did, this could end badly. And the boxing world knows it. Even Shakur Stevenson, the reigning WBC lightweight champion, and one of the sport's smartest minds, isn't sugarcoating the situation. Stevenson recently weighed in with surprising clarity, backing Garcia to win, not just on points, but by knockout. Fresh off a dominant 9th-round stoppage over late replacement Josh Padley, Stevenson remains undefeated and razor-sharp. That fight wasn't his original plan. Padley stepped in after Floyd Schofield withdrew due to illness, but Shakur didn't skip a beat, once again proving why he's one of the most
147 to that welterweight, and now he's back with Eddie Reynoso, so I want to say, in my opinion, he looked all right with Eddie Reynoso. He looked his best, in my opinion. Ryan Garcia going up to 147. I'm not going to say, I think he's going to be fast. I'm not sure if his strength is going to translate to 147. It went with him to 140, but that doesn't mean it's going to go with him.
Technically gifted fighters alive. Still, while fans clamor for a Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis clash, Shakur's attention is on the welterweight showdown between Garcia and Romero, and he's not impressed by what Romero brings to the table. Rolly is not that good, Stevenson told KO Artist Sports. No fluff, no filters, just facts from someone who lives and breathes boxing. That's not a casual opinion. Stevenson is a former Olympic silver medalist and a ring technician whose style draws comparisons to a young Floyd Mayweather. When he speaks, it's with the precision of someone who's studied.
Him moving up to 147, the only thing I think that he's really going to get is him having a better chin, because at 140, he was getting hurt multiple times. His last fight, he didn't get hurt. He's a little bit, if I'm being honest,
his win
going up to 147. There's many possibilities. There's the possibility of him having a better chin, which I'm not sure if he's going to have a better chin. There's probably the possibility of him being faster, stronger at 147. But
every frame of film and felt the pulse of the division. More telling, though, is what Stevenson said about Garcia. Ryan is a better boxer. I don't look at Ryan the way other people look at him. That's not blind loyalty. It's a tactical assessment. While much of the boxing world still dismisses Garcia as a TikTok boxer, a flashy left hook, and a fragile ego, Shakur sees something different. He sees real timing, real speed, real danger. To him, Garcia isn't just a product of social media hype. He's a misunderstood fighter underestimated, and maybe still capable of silencing every doubter, if he can finally get out of his own way. Stevenson sees through the noise and the tape. Shakur Stevenson isn't fazed by Ryan Garcia's recent controversies. What he sees, through the headlines, through the chaos, is a counterpuncher with real timing and underrated instincts. And more importantly, he doesn't believe Romero has the tools to exploit Garcia's flaws. Stevenson has studied the film.
You said you would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia. Why you say that?
Because he's trash. He got one thing, all I gotta do is block a left hook. Like, he's not. Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
Okay. I don't know. We gotta talk about it. I ain't gonna count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catch weight or something.
Yeah.
He's watched Romero get outboxed by fighters with far fewer credentials. He's seen the clumsy footwork, the static head movement, the over-reliance on brute force and awkward aggression. Sure, that unpredictability can catch opponents off guard, but it also leaves Romero wide open for someone with Garcia's speed and ability to punch off the back foot. For all of Raleigh's bravado, elite technical skill has never been part of the package. Take his controversial win over Ismael Barroso, a fight many felt he was losing until the referee stepped in with a puzzling 9th-round stoppage, or at his bout with Gervonta Tank Davis, where one clean counter ended the night and exposed Romero's defensive liabilities in brutal fashion. That's likely what Stevenson is banking on. If Tank could time Romero with one punch, why wouldn't Garcia, with his sharp counters and fast hands, be able to do the same? But Shakur's assessment goes deeper than just X's and O's. There's a quiet critique of the boxing culture wrapped into his words. In a sport increasingly dominated by headlines, followers, and viral moments, Stevenson is making a stand as a purist. He doesn't care how many followers Garcia has or how much drama surrounds him. He watches tape. He studies movement. He breaks down patterns. And what he sees is simple. Garcia is the sharper boxer, controversy or not. Still, there's something personal in the subtext of Stevenson's stance. His division has long hovered around both.
More than 10 million. More than 15. Damn. 20?
He understands this generation on how to promote fights. You know, he should be
going to be the most money you've ever made. What is the money looking like? Mind your business. I'm always gonna bring up money. I'm just watching what you're saying.
You know what I'll do? I'll hire or lower. I'll do higher.
Okay. So let's say for this particular fight against Rolly, would you be making
fighters? He shared opponents, occupied neighboring weight classes, and lived in the same conversation as the young stars shaping the future of boxing. When Shakur speaks, it's not just as a fan or analyst. It's as a man on the inside, a technician who knows what real skill looks like because he lives it every day. And when he says Ryan Garcia is the better fighter, that's not hype. That's a warning. Stevenson isn't just talking. He's scouting. Ryan Garcia may be floating through controversy, but Shakur Stevenson is seeing past the noise and straight into the fight. Garcia once danced at 135 pounds before settling into 140 and beyond. Romero's name has hovered around both weight classes, but Stevenson's interest isn't just casual. It's tactical. As a potential future opponent, Stevenson isn't just offering predictions. He's filing scouting reports. When he says, "I don't look at Ryan the way other people look at him," he's making a deliberate point. He's not buying into the media narrative of Garcia as unstable, unfocused, or overrated. Instead, he sees the raw tools. Blinding.
In there, has a great time, leaves happy, healthy, a little bit richer.
Right.
But Ryan's quick, man. I'll just tell you something. Like, I remember from my fight days, I'm a bit old now, but I'm scared of the guy whose hands you can't see. Those are
Andrew, real quick, so your prediction for Rolly versus Ryan, how do you see that fight going down?
Bro, I don't want to disrespect anyone. I want to wish everybody the absolute best. I hope everybody gets
speed, sharp timing, real pop. The kind of talent that, when harnessed correctly, becomes a major threat. The kind of tools Romero doesn't have. The kind of skills that a technician like Stevenson respects. And perhaps most notably, Stevenson didn't hedge. He didn't say if Ryan shows up focused or if he sticks to the game plan. He simply said, "I can see a knockout. Clean, clear."
The most to prove. What's your prediction? What's going to happen May 2nd?
I put Rolly to sleep with the left hook. That's it. That's what you're going to see. Period.
Confident. That means something. because Stevenson isn't known for exaggeration. When one of boxing's most cerebral defensive minds predicts a stoppage, it's worth paying attention. To Stevenson, this isn't about drama or headlines. This is about levels, and in his eyes, only one man is operating on the higher plane. The fight behind the fight. Garcia versus Romero goes invite-only just when the Garcia versus Roach, it takes yet another unexpected detour, not in the ring, but in how the event is being staged. According to a report from Boxing Kingdom on X, the May 2nd showdown has now been reclassified as an invite-only affair.